Hey, shalom, shalom. And before I get started, as always, I want to say call halal Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, and double honors be unto our apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone that rule well and that teach well and that taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and peace and blessings be unto the men, women, and children. All right, those of you who truly believe on the names Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and just coming back at you with another Hebrew word of the week. All right, referencing the precept in Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. Okay, the word proclaim. Okay, and the Hebrew word for proclaim is qaraah. Qaraah. Okay, which means to call out, to proclaim. It says to utter a loud sound. All right, and I'm gonna read the precept, and the Lord's will, it may be edifying. All right, this is Joel chapter 3 and verse 9, and it reads, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Right, and the Gentiles being the other nations. All right, and what are we proclaiming? All right, we're proclaiming the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, letting you nations know that there is going to be war. Okay, you know, thus said the Lord. All right, whether you nations want there to be a third world war or not. All right, at the end of the day, this is part of prophecy. Okay, this is a part of the Lord's movie. All right, and he's the author. Okay, he's the creator. Okay, so it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. And proclaim, you know, meaning to let you know. You know, the prophets are letting you know, thus said the Lord. The Lord said that war was coming. All right, that there is no peace. All right. So the board of peace and this and that and the third, you know, the peace and safety spirit is not going to work. All right, because at the end of the day, America is destined for destruction. All right, and that's what we see coming. All right, with the war brewing up over there in the Middle East. Okay, so a wise man foreseeth the evil. Okay, and a wise man is a man of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, we see the evil and we're hiding ourselves, man. All right, by way of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and it says, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. That's it, you know, because at the end of the day, the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is mustering the host of the battle. Okay, he's putting hooks into the nation's jaws, man. To where once again, you know, whether they want to go to war or not, they're gonna have to. Okay, you're gonna be forced to. All right, because every word of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is true. It's faithful and true, man. So we let the Lord be true and every man a liar. Okay, at the end of the day. And, you know, once again, you know, my Hebrew word of the week is qaraah. Okay, once again, means to call out. Okay, to utter a loud sound. All right, and the men of the Lord are blowing that trumpet. All right, in Zion. Okay, which is the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which is the words of prophecy. Okay, in which the Lord commanded us to what? Speak in the ears of his people the words of prophecy. Okay, and he made us also a prophet unto the nations. Okay, to let you Gentile nations know Your judgment. Okay. Letting you know that you're going into captivity. All right. That your kingdom is getting ready to be destroyed. Okay. So, Lord will, this lesson was edifying. And I want to say a Bible ball and quam to the elect of Yasharallah. Hey, shalom, shalom.